So I came across a story about a man who got into a full-on gun battle when he walked on two people trying to steal his car.
Philadelphia police say it was an attempted car theft that backfired, leading to shots fired here in Tacony. An 18-year-old man allegedly caught in the act of trying to steal a parked car. The owner of that vehicle taking matters into his own hands.
More than a dozen shots were fired. A car was stolen, and then it would be shot at and crashed into a Jeep. A stray bullet would fly into a home, and these are the moments just before an 18-year-old suspect would collapse after being shot 4 times. The 18-year-old and another suspect were in the process of stealing this Toyota Corolla, but the 26-year-old owner came outside. He was armed with a permit to carry, according to police, and in that moment, detectives say the 18-year-old got out of the car with a gun, and a shootout between him and the owner erupted.
The 18-year-old collapsed. They found his mask. They also found a handgun that they believe that the 18-year-old had in his possession.
The other suspect managed to drive off in the Toyota, but crashed it yards later into this Jeep. That Jeep belongs to the man who lives in the home the stray bullet flew into. He didn't want to speak on camera, but says the bullet flew past his head as he worked in his office.
So this story struck a chord with me because I think it perfectly exemplifies the inherent complexity of self-defense shootings and how unfair it is for legal gun owners who simply want to protect themselves and their property. I recently got a truck that is currently being stolen a lot. And as a result, I put a system on the truck that will notify me immediately if someone is tampering with my truck. See, a lot of people who have the same truck have the same system in it. So naturally, if we get a notification that someone might be trying to steal our truck, we're gonna go outside and see what's going on. And because I'm always usually carrying, I'm probably gonna have a gun on me when I do it. So the question remains, if I go outside to see what's going on, and like in this story, there are 2 guys trying to steal my truck, and when confronted, one of them has a gun, at what point is it okay to legally use my gun in self-defense? You see, Texas is the only state that I'm aware of that has an actual law that says you can use deadly force to defend movable, tangible property. And even that law has the requirement that it has to be at night. So generally speaking, you can't just start dumping rounds at someone simply because they're trying to steal your car. But if the people stealing your car also have guns, at what point is now your life in danger enough where you can use deadly force to protect yourself? It's not as clear as you think, because the criminal simply having a gun doesn't automatically get you to justifiable use of deadly force. There are a bunch of factors that come into play that either make your action justified or unjustified. And if you ask me, it's insanely frustrating. Because as a legal gun owner, we already have so much to worry about when it comes to defending our lives. And now on top of that, we kind of sort of have to become legal scholars and make complex analysis in what will likely be one of the most terrifying experiences of our lives. The criminal, on the other hand, can just start shooting without thinking. But we're forced to make legal decisions in an instant that I spent 3 years in law school learning. It's truly up how a criminal can force you to make a decision that can land you in jail or sued into eternity, and all you were doing was trying not to die or have your property stolen. But this is our reality, and the only thing we can do is educate ourselves as much as possible so that if the day ever comes where we have to make these complex split-second decisions, we can be better at doing it. You see, I often tell people to get some type of concealed carry insurance, like the type you get when you become a member of USCCA. The reason why I work with USCCA and why I like a USCCA membership is because you don't just get access to concealed carry insurance. You also get access to training and a fuck ton of information about how to deal with situations like this from an actual lawyer who does it for a living. That shit to me is invaluable because it can put you ahead of the game if you ever find yourself in a self-defense situation that isn't exactly cut and dry. Defending yourself with a gun is so much more than just putting a gun on your waist and walking out of the door. Self-defense with a firearm is way more complicated than people give it credit for. So don't learn the hard way that your actions may or may not have been justified. So if you're interested in learning more about a USCCA membership, I'll put a link in the description section of this video. You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident. I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for or hopefully even avoid a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. I'm sure the YouTube algorithm is going to do a phenomenal job of suppressing this message. So please share this video with as many people as you can so we can beat the algorithm and get our two-way message out to the masses. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment and hit the bell and subscribe button.